Hi guys, my name is Asia and I work for a US-based airline as an operations agent, and today I'm going to talk to you about what I do for that airline. I'm an operations agent, often referred to as ops agent, same thing. There aren't a lot of videos online that talk about the operations agent's role or what to expect, how to get the job, anything like that. So I have been making videos for quite a while and I decided I can do like this quick, maybe 5-part series, and we can just dive into what it is that an operations agent does. Since this is our first video, let's just go ahead and talk about what happens after you get your job offer. So for me, I had a video interview and it was the only interview that I did. I passed my video interview, and then for like the remainder 30 minutes, me and the recruiter just were like talking and sharing stories. My interview was all of like 3 or 4 minutes. I lucked out. I had a great interviewer. I answered all her questions and she actually offered me a spot with the company literally on that call. Some of my cohorts told me they had to go through a phone interview, a video interview, and an in-person interview. I don't know if that's how they're doing it now, but I know when I started, I only had my one interview and I had an offer immediately. You finish your interview and they formally give you an offer for the job. Oftentimes in the airline industry, you'll hear it referred to as a CJO, but in my experience, I've only had a CJO when I was like in flight. So a CJO is a conditional job offer, and basically it is contingent upon the completion of successful training, drug test, background screening, everything like that. For me, I did not get a CJO. I was just given my offer letter with my pay, my start date, everything. I would say from the time I got my offer until the time I set foot in the office was about 3 or 4 weeks. It took a long time and I was a little anxious. I was like, somebody get back to me, tell me what's going on. Am I still in the process? Like, they use a different type of vendor for their background screening. Most jobs at the airport, you do your tenure at the airport and you're good. No, Southwest had us go through all the things. Now that all that is out the way, it is time to go in person and start your training. So for me, what it looked like was about 3 to 4 weeks of getting paperwork and everything put together, and then they gave me an official start date. On that day, I showed up to the airport and they did have a combined training class. So there were customer service agents, ramp agents, I think they had like 1 or 2 supervisors if I remember correctly, and then we had operations agents as well. We were all in the class, and believe it or not, there were only 2 operation agents in my class. We had, I think, like 20 people in our class and there were only 2 of us. During this training process, this is not on-the-job training or physical training. This literally is coming in and you're learning the policies and procedures for the company. So you're learning about hazmat material, you're learning about human trafficking, you're learning some of Southwest policies. Think of it as like computer training. That's really all it is. You sit at a computer. We were there for, I think, 2 weeks. And we had to go through so many modules. Sometimes we had someone come in and speak to us, but you had to have all those modules completed. And some of them you had to have a certain score to pass, but you could always get a retake. It wasn't like a, you fail, you gotta get out, go. No, it wasn't like that. It was just really slow, and a lot of the modules were timed, so you couldn't click and go forward. Yeah. You want to make sure you got lots of caffeine if you're not already an energized person, because honey, let me tell you something. Woo, head was nodding. During this time, you also get to order your uniform. This is my dress. Isn't it so cute? You can also show more red if you like, but I usually do like halfway. But during that time, you get to order your uniform, and I was so excited to order my uniform. You get a yearly stipend that the company will contribute towards uniform cost. And so, I don't remember the exact cost that I got. I want to say $180. Maybe I'm crazy. I'll find out. I'll put it here on the screen. But you get an allotment every year on your anniversary for operations. But here's what they don't tell you. Here I am thinking I'm about to get my cute little dress, my skirt. I'm about to be cute, about to be fly. No, honey. For operations agent, you get the basic uniform. Pants, shorts, shirts. That's it. The dresses and skirts were like specialty items, and you couldn't get that with your first allotment. You could go in and pay for it on your own, but this dress is $86, $87. What? Who's doing that? Now, on the flip side, customer service, they got the full lineup, y'all. They had access to all the uniform pieces, and they got more money than we did. I was like, this is craziness. Now, they're a separate contract from us, and I ended up having one of the customer service ladies, she ordered her stuff and she had some money left over. So she was like, girl, I got you, what you need. And she hooked the girl up. I was like, okay. And to this day, me and her are still thick as thieves. Uniforms are ordered. Please, 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 before you order your uniform, go on the floor and ask somebody about how something fits. Talk to them and say like, hey, I noticed, you know, you're in your uniform. How does that shirt fit to you? Should I order big? Because they lied to us, baby. I ordered everything in the wrong size except for my pants because they told me how it would fit, and that is not how it fit. Now that your CBTs, computer-based trainings, are done, your classroom training is basically done. What happens next is that the operations agents, ramp agents, customer service, you guys are all split off. So you get like a mentor that you're gonna follow around, and you're gonna shadow this person for the next 2 to 3 weeks. While you're shadowing that person, behind the scenes, arrangements are being made for you to get ready to head out to Dallas. So if you are gonna work for the airline I work for, everybody goes to Dallas. It doesn't matter what your position is, you go to Dallas. And depending on that position, you could be there for a couple weeks or several weeks. For me, in my position, they did tell us right away we'd be in Dallas for 2 weeks. So I was like, okay, cool. We lived in Dallas for a while. I know the area. I was like, I don't mind going back. So anyways, back to what I was saying. You are put with somebody who you get to shadow. During the first couple of days, they will just set you up and your schedule will line up with theirs. So if that person's on the morning shift, afternoon, night time, doesn't really matter. They're just going to put you with somebody, and you're expected to come in, shadow them. You're gonna follow them. You're gonna watch them work the flights. You get to ask questions. For me, I'm a hands-on learner. So put me on the computer and we're gonna work through this. I don't want you to show me how to do it. I need to show me how to do it. And then you help me if I have a question. So I was ready to go on the floor like, I don't know, pretty much before the first week was up, I was like, oh, put me out here. I'm good. I actually was blessed to have horrible flights during my training process. And I say blessed because I had someone with me that could like help me through the process, that could walk me through the process. And the person who was training me had been with the company for 25 plus years. So I trusted her word. But also, when she would tell me something, I would ask her to bring it up in our GOM, because I know you've been here, but sometimes when you're at a company, you can get complacent in doing what you're doing. So I trusted her because everything that she told me, she also could back it up by pulling it in the GOM. So I was like, kudos to you, girlfriend, because the GOM is my best friend. That's where I go for everything. So about halfway through your shadowing training, they will switch you and put you with somebody else, usually on a different shift. So I started out on afternoons shadowing, and then I moved to morning shadowing. For me, that was really good because the afternoon schedule looks different than the morning schedule. So many different things are happening in the afternoon that you might not see if you're just an AM person. I want to see everything. I want to experience it at least once so that I know what I'm coming into. You know, I don't know what my schedule's going to be. So, you know, I would hate to go through all this training and the next thing you know, I'm put on a morning schedule and I don't know what to do on the first flight of the day. You know what I mean? Now, it's been about 2 weeks and you've done your shadowing, and that person has started to let you like drive the jet bridge. They're teaching you how to make announcements. They're teaching you how to start a flight that is originating. They're teaching you how to start a flight that is terminating. They're teaching you how to run your flight from start to finish. And you should by now start to be building a little bit of confidence in all the areas just because you're kind of doing repetitive activities. Then you get that email and it tells you when you're going to Dallas, what hotel you're staying at, and you're like, oh my goodness, is this happening? Yes. For me, I was excited to go to Dallas, so I could not wait to get out. So I had already talked to like a couple ops agents, and they kind of were like, this is the hotel they use for ops. So I was like looking at the hotel, kind of seeing where it was by like my old house a little bit. So I was like, okay, cool, we gonna be good. I got my email. It told me which hotel I was staying at, and it was the hotel that I was told. Our customer service agents stayed at a different hotel, pilots at a different hotel, flight attendants, ramp. They had like different hotels for everybody. So You get your email, it tells you your shuttle times, it tells you what hotel you're at, times of training, what to wear. Like, it gives you the whole rundown, so there should be no questions. You should also know that the company books and pays for everything. So you are not expected to come out of pocket to pay for your air travel, to pay for your hotel, or to pay for like your food and things while you're there. The company takes care of that. So they put you on a must ride to Dallas. What that means is that they create a listing for you, and it's called a must ride. And you are put on that plane no matter what. It's a little bit different than a deadhead because that is for in-flight and flight ops. A must ride is a little bit different. That means they need to move you for some reason, company related, right? You will get a confirmation number a couple of days before your trip. So you don't really know like what time you're going. You know what day you're leaving, but you don't really know. I actually like teamed up with some CSAs and had them run my name through the system and found out what flight I was on beforehand. I wouldn't say do that because I want the surprise, you know what I mean? But you get your confirmation number and you know what flight you're on and you know what time you're going and you know what to pack, all the things like that. So I was given my must ride. My flight actually was full and they ended up having to take a revenue passenger off because I was on the flight as a must ride, me and another operations agent. But yeah, we were must rides and the company said this person must ride. That's essentially what a must ride is. Without going into too much detail, a must ride must ride. We get to Dallas. When we land in Dallas, they had airport instructions. And so, you know me, I'm already the person that's gonna be like, we on top of this, we're following the instructions to a T, let's get organized. So I had already memorized everything. I used to fly in and out of this airport all the time, so I was like, cool. They had these huge buses outside waiting for us. So we had to like go through the airport. They told us like these doors to go through, all the stuff. We go through it, there's huge buses waiting for us. Now, never mind, we ain't gonna say that. We ain't gonna say that. We went through the back door, we got to the shuttle. There was a person out there that had a clipboard that told you which bus was the bus you're supposed to get on, blah, blah. So we get on the bus, super nice. The bus takes us to our hotel. Normal hotel stuff. You get checked in, you get your room keys, all the stuff. You don't have to put a card on file because again, guys, this is company paid for. So if they're asking you to put a card on file, reach out to whoever your representative is in your email. Your email will tell you who your point of contact is. You can always reach out to that person. So we get checked into a hotel. Everybody gets their own hotel room for operations. I don't know how customer service went. For operations, we get our own hotel room. And we stayed at the Hilton, and it was nice. And it was in the Dallas Business District. That's all I'm gonna say. It was nice. We arrived the day before training was set to start. So I don't know why that night when I got there, I was just like, oh my God, I need to go get some groceries, blah, blah. They had already told us they're gonna give us a meal card. Silly me walks my behind to Target and spends like $60 on food. Just to get to the training facility the next day. Oh my God, and let me tell you, I missed my shuttle in the morning. So me and the operations agent that I was with from Denver, we both had the same email. It told us the shuttle time, and that was completely wrong. So in your email, you also get a lift code, and it gives you $20 off a lift or $15 off a lift. It can only be used once. Every person gets one. So we get up, we have alarm set, we text each other, you good, you ready, let's go. Making sure we have our badge, making sure we have all of our stuff, you know. So we get downstairs, ain't nobody down there. And I'm like, okay, I know we're the only two from Denver, but there should be some other people here. Nobody. So finally we go to the front and we're like, hey, by chance, do you guys know if the bus already came? And they're like, yeah, the bus came at 5:45. They gave us a time of 6:30 to report downstairs. Now, mind you, this is in Dallas traffic, y'all. So this is not just like a jump in the car and go. We have to go all the way by the airport. Yeah, So I was like, you know what? Let's just book a lift. We'll figure it out later. So I was like, I'll use my code. And then if we ever need your code, like on the way back, we could use your code. She was like, okay, cool. So I book a lift. We get there and we missed like the walking into the building with everybody and feeling all that. But when we got there, there was someone at the front and they knew who we were, probably because we were only op agent missing. But they were just like, hey guys, blah, blah. And we were just like, I'm so sorry, our email said 6:30. We showed them the email and they were like, no, you're absolutely right. Whoever sent you your email put the wrong time. You're good. We got there, we showed our ID. They gave us a meal card. I can't remember how much was on the meal card. I'll put it somewhere on the screen here. That meal card was gonna last you your whole time that you were there. I said we were there for 2 weeks, you guys. I take that back. We were there for a week for ops. I don't know where I got 2 weeks from. Maybe that was customer service, but we were just there for 1 week. So forgive me, just 1 week. But here's the thing about the meal cards. You have the money on there. It's a Visa gift card. You have to activate it. You can use it anywhere just like you could with Visa. But at the end of your 7 days, boo, when you got on that flight, it had like a time on there and it told us they deactivated them cards. So whatever was left on there was left. I was swipe, 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 swipe. They were more than generous with the amount that they gave us. And so a lot of people were like using it at their hotel lobby restaurants, which are like really nice restaurants. Some people went out on town and like used their card. Me personally, I ate most of my meals on the campus. We had some really nice lunchrooms and the food was good. I can't even lie to you. For me, I enjoyed my stay. I made sure I ate good, honey. I got snacks, I had drinks. I just had so much money left on my card. When you get there on that first day, you check in, you get your meal card. They take everybody into this big room. They introduce everybody, you know how they do, normal welcome to the company. When we came in, you guys, it was so cute. They had like little stuff on our desk for us. And you know, I'm a sucker for stuff. So I was just like, oh my goodness. It was such a fun and just welcoming environment. I knew right then, like, okay, I'm gonna be with this company for real. So after the welcoming ceremony, or whatever you wanna call it, they basically sent us for like a little break and they split us into like groups. When they split us into these groups, they had like, I forgot what they called it, but on every Monday they welcome all the new hires, like a parade. That was my favorite part. I wonder if I can find the clip from that. Like, it was like a Soul Train line. Like, they were cheering, they were clapping for you. I think there was some music playing. You know me, I'm not shy at all, so I'm doing my thing. You know, we going down the line. It was so fun. There were so many people who were just having fun with it. The whole company was there and they showed up for us, and then we were split into these groups. We went through training. I'm not gonna go into too much details about the training on the first day. It was just a whole lot of like learning stuff. So just to make this part really quick, over the next couple days, you're gonna do some classroom training. You're gonna learn how to write fuel tickets. You're gonna learn how to balance out the planes. You're gonna learn how to do all things. They even have a little airport simulation section in there. And they have like ticket counter setups, and they have a wheelchair part where you literally get to sit in an aisle chair like this. You get strapped in, and you and your classmates have to successfully move one of your other classmates from the wheelchair to the aisle chair or to the seat. It is so fun. It's so cool. And then the flight attendants have like a little, you know, they have their simulators too. We didn't get to go in it, but they did show it to us. But I just love that whole part because it's set up just like an airport and you get to like train there. So it was super fun. I had a really great trainer. I still keep in contact with him from time to time, but it was a really good time in Dallas. And then towards the end of your training, you get another email that has your confirmation with your arrangements to get back home. They will provide you a shuttle from the training center to the airport. So you had to bring all your luggage with you to the training center, and they had this huge storage closet. You put your suitcase in there in the morning, and then my trainer let us leave early. He was like, if you get through with all your work, I can't let you go too early, but this is the time I can let you go. I said, say less, because that meant I can get on an earlier flight. So I was like, okay, cool. I did my work. I got to the airport and tried to get on the earlier flight, and I did not catch it because there wasn't enough room for my husband to get on. So I was like, you know what? We'll just stay to the next flight. We chilled in the airport. We went and spent the rest of the money that was on that Visa card. We went to a restaurant and just, yeah. We bought people some food that was in there. We bought some drinks. We bought the kids some snacks. Like, we was in there swiping. I left 3 cents on that card, y'all. And that's because I couldn't find nothing to spend 3 cents on. Because if I could, I would. It was good. But we definitely had, like, tons of stuff just to bring home for the kids. We were full. And it was just such a fun experience. All right. Now, while you're at Dallas during that time, you get to tour the headquarters. It is so they have such a beautiful campus. It is so cool. I'm actually gonna take my kids back to go do the tour probably sometime in November. It is just so cool. And they even have like a little deck where you can sit out and watch planes take off. I just love it. But now you're back in base, right? So training is done, you're back in base. For me, I was back in base for 1 week before I got my call to come to work. So I was off for a week, which was great. It was unpaid, obviously. But I was back for a week and then I got my report to work. So I was, okay, cool. I know what time I'm reporting to work. They gave me a temporary schedule. So I was like, okay, cool. This is my schedule for at least the next month. They let me know that they were in the middle of a shift bid. So I would continue working the schedule they gave me until the next shift bid came out, and then I would be a part of the bid process. So I got my schedule, I got my day to report, my time to report, and now it was time for me to report to the airport. I think that I failed to mention that while we were doing the classroom training in the beginning, you received your airport, but not your airport badge, you received your Southwest badge. They came in, took pictures of us, and those came back pretty quickly. So you have to have your Southwest badge. And then by the time you come back for your airport training, you should have your airport badge as well. Y'all, I want you to remember that what I'm gonna say next, I don't know if it applies to every airport, but for the airport that I have worked in, it applies. If you don't have your airport badge yet, they won't start you because you cannot be escorted as a badge holder. That means that someone else who has a badge cannot escort you if you have a badge, or if you're in the process of having a badge. That is considered a Big 6 violation. So please double check with your airport, not with the company, with your airport operations to find out what the standards are, because we have seen over my years that they'll just like, oh, this person will get you through. No, 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 no. That is a Big 6 violation. And a Big 6 violation can have your badge snatched away, whether you have one or not, and then you won't be able to have a job. Whew. All right, we're back in base. We got our scheduled report. When we came into report, we had like a small meeting with some of us who were reporting, and they just kind of talked about what was going to be happening next. So this is where you start your on-the-job training. So you are still partnering with someone, but now you are expected to actually do the work. Before you were just shadowing, and if they wanted to let you step in, you could. Now it is your chance to go ahead and show them everything you learned in Dallas, the things you already learned from your trainer, and you can start to apply those and kind of, you know, do it. The only difference now is that that person was always standing with you at your gate doing your flights before. Now they kind of are just sitting off and they're letting you run your flight. They'll come up if you need help, if you have a question, but they're just there in case you need them. But you're running the flight essentially. Hopefully when you came back, you got an email that your uniform was delivered to the office. If not, you are expected to be business casual. My uniform, I think my uniform was the last uniform to come in out of everybody in our class, y'all. I was business casual for so long. I was like, did y'all even place my order or what? Because why am I getting my order last? And then when I got my uniform, my jacket wasn't ready. Mind you, I started in October. November, December, Colorado, I need a jacket. So they did allow me to wear an all black jacket. They didn't have any logos or anything on it because mine hadn't came in. So I was in business usual, business casual uniform until they gave me my actual uniform. So I was running my flights. My trainer was taking notes. They were doing feedback forms on me, just kind of watching. And then after about 2 days, they came to me and they were like, hey, your trainer feels like you can go online by yourself. And I was like, I was like, you gonna give me my whole 2 weeks. Y'all said we get 2 weeks or more if you need it. I want the full experience. Yes, I feel confident in going on the floor, and I think that I will be able to find the answers and resources, but I don't want to feel like because I know something, I should just be pushed out on my own. So I was like, thank you, I appreciate the compliment, but I would like for my trainer to stay with me. Let's see here, y'all. Sorry, I have a little list here that I'm just trying to go down. So once you do actually complete your on-the-job training, your trainer will let you know what the last day is going to be with them. If you need more time, they will take you up to a training supervisor. You'll talk about your strengths, your weaknesses, and then they'll give you like another week, and you'll kind of focus on those things. And then if you need more time, you'll focus on those things. So it's not like you have to be ready in 2 weeks type of thing, but they will try to help you get ready the best they can. But let's just say in 2 weeks, you feel confident enough to go online by yourself. Here we go. For me, everything hit the fan. Day one of me being online was like crazy. And you're meeting all these other ops agents. They know when your day one is coming. You're like, congratulations, you're day one, you're online. And you're like, oh my goodness. For me, my day one, everything that could happen, happened. But again, I was grateful because I'm the person that wants to see the negative. I want to see the good. I want to see the happy, the bad. Like, I want to see all of it, and I want to experience it so that I can learn from it. So I didn't look at it like a negative. I had maintenance delays. I had cancellations. I had oversales. Like, y'all, it was crazy, but I came out of it better for that. Some of my counterparts never got to experience any of that until we got to, you know, Christmas travel, and then we're in the full heat of it and they're barely learning what to do. So for them, that was a lot more stressful than having it happen beforehand. Also, sorry this video is so long, but I'm just trying to give you like an accurate timeline of how it works. So you're online now, you're doing your thing, you're on probation. Your probation period starts when you go online. You're on probation for 6 months. So the 6 months, you gotta prove that you can do your job, you know how to do your job. Don't call in, you know, obviously life happens, but you're basically under their watch while you're in the 6 months. So 6 months comes and you complete your 6 months. They send you an email, hey, you're off probation, lunch is scheduled for this day, blah, blah. So for me, I actually missed our off probation lunch because it was on my day off and I was out of town with my kids. So I was like, I'm not coming in on my day off just for the dinner. But they have a whole big shindig and they have a whole big lunch for you and you get to celebrate. They have like goodie bags and they basically just celebrate you being off probation. They also give you an opportunity to talk about some of the things that you are doing well, some of the things you're needing some assistance with. And it's just kind of like a reinforcement to say like, you got this, keep going. Look what you've accomplished in this time period. If anybody has like any attendance issues or something like that, they might pull you out and address those with you that time as well. But one of the ladies who was down there actually saved me a goodie bag and she saved my little placard with my name on it for me. And I was just like, girl, thank you. All right, we are at the end now. So probation lunch has happened. You are for real online now, but you're not on probation. So you don't have so much of like an umbrella on top of you. And the one thing that I love about being an operations agent is that you have a ton of freedom. In my previous airline experience, customer service and operations were kind of built in together. The airline I work for now separates the two. For me, I show up to my gate 45 minutes prior to departure or 1 hour prior to departure if it's international. I push my plane, I leave the gate. Customer service usually is at a station and they're there all day. So I have a little bit of downtime. That's why on my downtime, y'all will see me like, I might watch a movie, I might be editing, I might be, you know, making up like work for the kids when I was homeschooling. There's so many different things that I'm always doing. I try not to just let my downtime go to waste and I actually try to maximize that time that I have. For example, right now on my PM shift, I start at 16:30 or 4:30. I usually do 1 turn, maybe 2 turns if you have call outs, and a terminator. So I'm there for an 8-hour shift. Just imagine a turn maybe takes 45 to an hour. A terminator is super quick because all you're doing is bringing people off the plane. And the rest is downtime. If another agent calls and says, hey, I have a lot of wheelchairs, can someone come help me? I will go and help that agent. If another agent is having an issue with their flight, I will go and give my assistance. I'm not the type of person that's just gonna be like, ooh, figure it out, because we're all a team. And if you fail or if you're giving customers a negative experience, that could impact me on my flight next time. So there are some people who, especially when they're new, I hear them on the radio and they sound panicked, I'm at your gate. Call me. And I tell them that all the time. All new hires, call me. If I'm here, call me. I don't care if I'm working a flight, call me. I will help you get to the answer, or I will get you someone who can get you to the answer. But yeah, you guys, like, you have a lot of downtime in this position for me in my airport. I don't know if it's the same at every airport, but that part I enjoy. I enjoy being able to move around without having someone down my shoulder, breathe down my neck, if you will. I feel like in some of the other positions, there is someone there checking in on you, making sure you're in the right spots. For operations, you log in, you see what flight you're at, you see what gate you're at, you show up, you leave. It's just great. I love my position, and we are getting ready to celebrate our 2-year anniversary. So Woo! Yeah, yay me. I'm gonna be making a 2-year in review video here coming soon, but yeah, you guys, I guess that's basically it. After you're really like online, you just come to work and you do your job and you get better and you learn and you figure out how to work your flight, and no one is telling you, oh, I don't like the way that you board and I don't like the way you do this. You kind of really get freedom to do what you want, and that's what makes our airline so fun, is that sometimes you have jokers as boarding agents or op agents. Sometimes you have people who are more serious. Everybody kind of does their own flow and gets a job done. So as long as you're not breaking any rules, you're following your FAA and DOT standards, girl, you can do your own thing. And y'all know I love to have a good time at my gate. I was playing music. Well, not anymore. They took our music away from us. We'll talk about that in another video. But they took our music. Before, I'll play music at the gate, you know, have little dance parties. I pass out candy. I sing happy birthday to people when it's their birthday. If it's an anniversary, I'll get you a bottle of champagne. Like, I have fun in my gate. My gates are always usually fun, upbeat, trying to just be a positive experience for people. So yeah, all right guys, I guess that's basically it. If there's any questions you have about the process after you've gotten hired for the job, let me know in the comments down below. I'm more than happy to assist you in your questions. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. And we're gonna be back with our second part of the series in just a couple days, so stay tuned. Bye.